Sydney Ferry, the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge, iconic instruments instantly recognisable as being part of Sydney Harbour, and at the moment so are these SuperFoilers.
Double tack quickly, sail forward. No, we don't have time. Sailing forward.
Keep trimming up here and keep above him. Yeah, I know, let's go.
Yeah, we're okay. 30 seconds.
Getting their position to start race 2.
Yeah, I need a punch forward. I need a punch forward heats.
The opener was a cracker test. Let's hope for more of the same.
Javon, ease mate, I'm stalled. I'm stalled.
Phil battling for that pin end position. Looks like Euroflex might take it off him.
Go, boys, hiking, come on. Javon, main in, everything in. Oi!
Record points late.
Gotta lay. Not gonna happen, is it?
Record points struggling to lay. They're going to get absolutely shafted off this line, and Nathan Aldridge just says, thank you very much, I'll take that.
Starting at the pin end of the line is high risk, but we know the pressure's better out on that left side, and Euroflex have nailed it here.
Learn to sail, you lemon!
On board ID, Fang laughing there behind at pavement.
Yeah, this is Exhibit A, you know, true champions step up, and this is Nathan Aldridge taking the pin, putting the bow down, and he's off.
Euroflex might be lighting it forwards at the moment, but CleanMate giving them a great shout on this dizzyingly gorgeous backdrop, and we can see record points gone the other way too.
CleanMate's got some awesome pressure through the middle. A little private puff has just carted them up the track, and they'd be your leader right now. They'd be taking that lead off Euroflex, and they've got an amazing mode.
Hanging in here really nicely, guys.
Tech 2 happy that they're holding lane there.
Make sure we have a lane to take off.
And Euroflex sailing a higher mode.
So record point getting shafted off the pin there, barely laying, had to tack out, find clear air. They're out of sync with the fleet, which will help them from now.
The hand's been forced there, Jimmy, but record point will be enjoying the chance to shuffle up the deck a little bit. As we see, there's distance already.
This is unbelievable from CleanMate. Their moding is so great. They've got the boat completely dialed in, going for their tack. They're your current leaders right now.
A good thing about having that windward position off the start is they can sail this starboard tack for longer before they've got to tack and come back to the top.
Trim. Yeah, there, Matt. Really? Can you just give me more?
And you can see the boats have finally got some time to stretch their legs. Not too many boats around, not too many yachts, so they've got a clean racetrack.
And the wind has built and the pressure's looking better out on the left. CleanMate's the first to come back to the right.
And we can see there Euroflex, uncharacteristic little error there from them, digging the port float in, and it's a wet ride out there on Sydney Harbour at the moment for them. Pavement back up, punching where she's used to be. She's in serious contention, Steve Thomas and the boys, and at the moment they're showing why.
The wind may have just come back to the right. You can see Euroflex was knocking down a bit there, and Tech 2 and Pavement leading out to the right here to leeward with CleanMate above.
Copy. Being a left turn, one and in.
Super close racing here. It's hard to see what ladder run people are on, but it's very close. I don't think we'll know until that convergence at the top mark.
Well, CleanMate will be savouring this moment. They've got plenty of distance between them and Pavement, our last sitter at the moment, 185 metres between first and last. And ID were pumped up. Paul Campbell-James gave Pavement a spray, and now he's putting some metres into them. What a backdrop.
Okay, stand by, Will.
Yeah, really interesting what's happened to Euroflex here. Can't see them in shot, and they might be having some issues, but a few ferries coming down the track now, and looks like the top of the track might be a little more congested.
Tacking. Bad waves.
So many powerboats and disturbed water adding the choppy waves.
Yeah, it gets pretty close you get towards the open heads there, past Nielsen Park, the more chaotic it gets as we see one boat upside down.
So Olivia Price leaving both boards down here, that safer, more stable mode. Here comes the bear away. Big bows down there, but they've ripped it away. Two guys on trapeze and they'll be up on the foils.
Such good work getting to the top mark in first place there, and to me she's rounded that left gate, the favoured mark. She's heading out into this pressure here. She's got good speed, a nice clean bear away.
Oh, she's got good speed, but what about Tech 2? They've got even more. They turn 3 behind, and they probably have at least that much of a lead right now.
And there's the difference between 3 boards and 4. One slower, more stable. Luke Parkinson letting it rip, going for max speed there and just sailing straight over the top.
He's got 1 win already, Jimmy.
Let's get out of here.
He's eyeing off a second. Will he seize it? We'll have to wait and see. Tech 2 leading the second race of the day here.
Yep.
And it's a race of tremendous consequence,
Okay, jibing.
given their close battle with Euroflex. You see ID fighting forward for a chance here. Paul Campbell-James, Fang Warren, Ed Powies.
Tech 2, you can see their speed, 26, 27,
Ease,
just
Trav.
constantly going up. They need some runway, and that speed will just
Try and
keep
trim.
going up.
Ease, yeah.
Getting softer through.
Yeah, nice. Ease jib, please, Will.
Easing the jib to get depth.
Ease, twist, twist, twist.
Phil also calling just to ease and twist off the sails a little bit just to keep the boat tracking through the lighter pressure.
Yeah, Phil's got this boat dialed with the big man Neil Hunter on the wire, swinging it down. It's amazing they can do these speeds with only 1 guy on trapeze.
It's jaw-dropping stuff, Jimmy, and it's a Kiwi absolutely killing it on Sydney Harbour at the moment. Closing gauge on Tech 2, our race leaders, and doing so quickly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, stand by 4 boards. Yeah, yeah, go board. Yeah, please. What do you reckon? Going straight or? Looks all right, eh?
And that's the picture. Phil Robertson is eyeballing Tech 2 at the moment as they race past our base here on Shark Island at a rate of screaming knots.
Go past them here. There's the biggest knock I've had here. Trim up, Hayden. Trim up.
There's not much in it on this downwind, such close racing.
Tech 2 having a
Way
bad
down, Will.
jibe exit there, so they've stuffed the bows under him. Phil Robertson, record point, 20 metres, down to
Really
15.
bad wave
He's going to
there.
be looking to pass, and Euroflex is still fending off Cleanmate here, trying to keep them at bay.
And this Shark Island's coming into play.
Time here.
The strategy, you don't want to get too far under the island. There's going to be less pressure there, so the timing of the jibe's critical.
Keep the board down, I think. Just sail on 4 from here. Two wiring.
And I will say, this is our championship front runner. They're without Ian Jensen, the Olympic gold medalist on the bow. He's in Bermuda racing, and you can see they just don't look as well drilled, as almost militaristic as they usually are.
5, getting foiling and we jibe. 3, 2, 1, go
And
boys.
that's record point, calling for the jibe. These guys are pretty close to coming into the bottom mark.
Yeah, he's just stuffed the bows down before this jibe. He's going to go back to that left-hand western side of the track. That's where he likes. Be interesting to see if Phil follows, because he knows that's the way to go, or if he's still going to try and force a split.
Really wanted that. Here we go. No! 3.
So Phil sailing across the gate. He's going to go to the eastern side of the harbour. He knows it's not so great out there, but if he can get in some different wind to Luke, then maybe he can get by.
He's got to risk it for the biscuit, Jimmy. Record point trailing by almost 20 seconds to Tech 2, who are looking for number 2 for the day.
Getting knocked over here.
I think the water might be flatter out on that right-hand side of the course as well. Tech 2's heading out where it's rougher into the waves and more congestion with the other boats.
Let the trim off. Okay, here we go.
They're just a little off pace here, Euroflex.
Board up.
Sailing a little loose by their impeccable high standards at the moment, and Nathan Outeridge just has to keep his cool.
Okay, set up.
And you can see ID and Cleanmate are also on that downwind coming out to the left.
2, 1, turn in the boat. Here we go. Right, a little reset, lads.
Luke Parkinson almost in his own race at the moment out the front.
Here we go.
Hold. Sorry, boys. Turning the boat.
And Olivia Price throws their handbrake on, and zoom, around they go, back towards our base here on Shark Island, as we see ID also making wet work of it out there.
And Fang's over on the new side, ready for the jibe. Ed in front of the mast.
Yeah, still battling away here, CJ. I'm not sure that their boat's 100%, or maybe he's just not brought his A game today, but, you know, this is a time he's got one more beat to do, and let's see if he can get up that left side of the track and make some meters back.
I wonder if it could be the pressure, Jimmy. After all, they're still in contention for a series win at the Express SuperFoiler Grand Final. We can see Record Point disappearing there behind the big red shiny cherry sails of Tech 2. What a battle this is, 100 metres between the front runner and Record Point.
Just a little stuff there as well. Small mistake from Tech 2.
Here we go, building speed. Keep it on, look waves, call them in.
And a great reference view here of Tech 2 and Record Point, drag racing out to the left there. And clean made, Harry Morton on the bow, pulling that foil down, they're getting ready to tack. Running through here, and there's a ferry coming down the middle of the course again. You've just got to have eyes everywhere. The teamwork's got to be so schmick.
Ready? Stand by.
And Record Point down to 120 metres. That is absolutely striking distance for this last downwind. And Phil's just going to want to close that gap and do the final damage on that last run.
It's a superb effort there from Record Point. They were in last.
Tacking.
And now they have a sniff at first.
Oh, that's a beautiful one. Just quietly.
Well, nothing's quiet out here, Luke. You've got microphones all over the boat, just quietly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so good to be riding on board with these sailors, hearing their every word. And Phil Robertson, here he goes, 110 metres, this battle is on. What he's going to try and do is put pressure on Tech 2, force that mistake that he made last race, and force it onto the other boat and try and get by.
Rudders sink.
And a great little contest going between Record Point and Tech 2. Record Point are really keeping that pedal on in the attacking position.
Stay below. We're going further.
Will's running in as well. By Will, I mean Phil. I'm not too worried about beating him, okay? Let's just sail our own boat.
That shows just how difficult it is to get the boats around the course.
Anytime, brother. Yep. Yep. Go board. 3, 2, 1. Turning.
Record Point down to a 50-metre trailing distance from Tech 2 and Euroflex here. They're going to be letting it rip. They're ready to go for this last downwind. It's going to be interesting to see these top mark roundings. That's the big danger point of this racetrack. Who can bear it away around that top mark? That's the highest risk of capsize.
And with greater risks comes greater reward. Who is going to dig in and gamble for the big payoff? Will Tech 2 play it safe? Will they nurse it home? And will Record Point go for the big gamble?
Here we go. Here we go. Perfect. Just trim it on.
Absolutely perfect rounding. 20 knots to 30 in an instant.
Trying, mate.
And Phil Robson doing an amazing job as well.
Speed can be your best friend on these boats. Sometimes when you're going quick, you've got more time, but a bit of a touchdown.
East traveller. It's all right, East Trav. Stand by. Yeah, board up. Windward board up, please. Here we go.
Well, there was only 9 seconds that Tech 2 enjoyed a lead over Record Point. That's probably now gone. Here comes Euroflex.
They've really got a big job to do. I sort of expected a bit more from them up that beat, and you know, they've really got to get going now. The time's starting to run out.
So we've got this downwind leg and then one short upwind to the finish, so not long. It's down to crunch time. And on board ID.
Don't have a choice, man. We'll take the penalty. Okay, 4 boards. Just a little further. Okay, 4 boards now.
You've got such a narrow angle where you can keep the boat under control on the downwind. Tech 2 had no option to avoid. Had to keep going and no penalty in the end.
And Euroflex there, penalising themselves with a bit of sloppy manoeuvring. They're in third. They're eyeing off a chance at second and first.
Lean out, mate. Hold on.
This racing's all about assessing the risk.
I know, mate. I know. East travel, please. Yeah, here we go.
And for Aiden Menzies, it might be about assessing the friendship as Euroflex closes in. How is this one going to pan out?
Let's nail the bottom of the course, lads.
Oh, very unstable here from Record Point. See how aggressively Phil has to drive. The boat is on an absolute knife edge.
Coming into the bottom mark for the last time in this race.
Okay, ready for it. Once we're past the start line, go forward, okay? What's the radio comms there? Whoa.
Just continuing. I'm not clear on it.
Stand by. Hang on.
No short course.
Yeah.
Going to go to the bottom.
Yes. Ready to drive. 2, 1, going.
Questioning there if the race committee has shortened the course, but they're still going down to the bottom and then upwind to the finish line.
Yeah, agree.
Not a foiling job, but they've come out with okay speed.
In front of him. Yep, below.
On board with Euroflex. Slight nosedive there, close to another boat.
You all right, cover? Okay. Just come and sit on the side.
And Harry Miguel on the bow of Euroflex. Looks like he may have hurt himself there.
Right.
As we see Record Point stretch towards the Harbour Bridge ahead of Tech 2.
Taking off.
It's going to be another thrilling finish here on Sydney Harbour.
That's amazing. Phil Robinson in the fast lane. He said he wanted the right turn at the bottom, so if he can take that, he'll be leading to the favoured side of the course.
Might need neggies on that board. Yeah, nice. Okay, trimming up.
Record Point and Tech 2 are both really pushing it to the limits here.
Ready for right turn here, boys. Get that board right down, please. Yep. Going, wait in.
That jibe turn round the right mark at the bottom. Such a difficult manoeuvre to do.
Go, boys.
They're through that max power zone, lifting that windward foil. They're through that
Just
manoeuvre.
keep going to lay.
Okay, copy.
And we see Harry Miguel there on his hands and knees. He's obviously in pain, but holding on, they're still racing.
That's about 10 away. You might have to do the board for Harry.
Okay, slide it down.
Even on one leg, Harry still manages the board drop. Courageous effort.
Can't see. Okay, driving.
And a nasty manoeuvre here from Tech 2, having to do that U-turn, which is a manoeuvre that nobody likes to do, but he knows that he has to head to that western side of the track.
That left-hand turn on the bottom must be favoured. There must be more wind out there to justify doing that aggressive manoeuvre.
As we see North Sydney disappear in the background, Record Point leaving all in her wake.
Okay, stand by. Go board.
Phil will be killing himself if he let that last race go, and he's not going to let this race out of his hands.
And there are so many locals racing here on Sydney Harbour. Of course, the Kiwi skipper on Record Point isn't one of them, but he does carry the sails of a Sydney-based business. Record Point ready for some glory on adopted waters here. These are very much Josh McKnight's waters here as we head towards Shark Island, the base for our broadcast, and the whole McKnight family from Sydney Harbour Marine helped us bump in to bring you these pictures today.
Okay, turning up.
Pictures where we can see Euroflex still fighting for a podium, perhaps even a win here. They wouldn't have given up just yet.
No, continue after this point. Oh, no. It's all right, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. It's all right. Yes.
You've got to have such good judgment on time and distance relative to all these boats going different speeds around the harbour.
You can see the finished boat in the bottom middle of your screen. That's where he's heading to. As you can see, more SuperFoilers smoking downwind back through the same line. Some going up, some going down.
And Record Point's going straight through the middle, threading the needle for a victory.
A little speed here.
They missed out. They had to settle for second last time, and they've atoned for the earlier error.
Secco!
Nice work, boys. That was well deserved, Nick.
Oh. I should start like that more often, eh?
That is an unbelievable race from Record Point. After getting smoked off the start line, they've fired all the way back through the fleet to take out the race.
Yeah, great stuff, Jimmy. Huge from them.
How loose is it, eh? Nothing silly. Copy that. I'll just pull away. No, we're good.
They just want to hold on to second and get this machine safely through the finish.
Yeah, that was massive.
It was massive, Luke Parkinson. You've just earned another buffer ahead of Euroflex.
I think sometimes you just go like...
Your greatest rival in the search for championship glory finishes behind you. Yet again, the red flyer on song.
I got real unlucky with those waves. And I couldn't get it.
Through the line and the crew are trying to catch their breath and Luke's trying to debrief already.
Just stay sitting, mate. They're not even at the bottom mark.
Meanwhile, Euroflex's Bauman hangs on for dear life. Jack is with our race winner.
Bill, you won. Nice work.
Yeah, no, it was. We were stomping that one, so that was good. Yeah, had some pretty nice modes upwind, to be honest, and know how to send it downwind, so that's good. And yeah, a few little, I just can't say how hard it is out there. It's incredibly difficult with all the boats and traffic, and we're doing 30 knots, some of them are doing 4 knots, and some are doing 20 knots out there, so yeah, it's a challenge, but a lot of fun, and the wave state's getting higher as well, so quite a few cavitations and crashes.
So what's the key for the last race of the day?
Shut up and send it.
You're looking very under control, upwind and downwind. You're flying through the start-finish gate down that last run.
Yeah, under control. Well, it's a different view from on board, I can tell you. It's I'm glad it looks like we're under control, because yeah, we're on the knife point out there, and especially the downwinds are pretty hairy.
Nice work, Phil. So good luck for the last race.
Cool, thank you.
Can you send over one of the Pro Guard guys to Euroflex, please?
Euroflex calling in some medical assistance as Record Point called in a dream performance there. Phil Robertson this time flipping the script on Tech 2, who again finished on top of Euroflex. Sydney fast becoming the Tech 2 storyline. They're on top of our series frontrunner and looking pretty as a picture for the Express SuperFoiler Grand Final. Our final race of the day is coming up next.
Secco! 100% Cindy's.